What's up, people? Welcome back to Invest with T-Claus. My name is Tevi, and this channel is dedicated to my investment journey, along with coverage on crypto, Tesla, Neo, Virgin Galactic, and ChargePoint. Come for the information and stay for the perspective. Let's start today with a shout out to Mike for opening his Coinbase account using my referral link and getting us both $10 worth of Bitcoin. And also props to him for 100% return on his Shiba Inu position this past week alone. For those of you subscribed to the channel, you've no doubt seen my videos on Shiba 2 weeks ago. And at the time, this is what I told you I was expecting for Shiba's performance. Considering all the upcoming catalysts and the fact that we get really close to the last Shiba all-time high already before retracing a bit, I could easily see Shiba grab a new all-time high and gain more traction with an easy 3 to 5x from here as Bitcoin reclaims its own all-time high of $64,000. So the bottom line is this. Investing in Shiba at this point, I think, has limited downside risk. It continues to bounce off of this level here and is consolidating as far as we can tell. And so, had you taken the plunge at the time, you would have at the top achieved over 200% return on your investment. That, by the way, would have allowed you to pull out your initial investment, and you could now be playing with house money. So we've gone up over 200% in the span of a week, corrected by 30%. So naturally, I'm sure some people are wondering what comes next. I would highly recommend that you go and watch my initial video so that you fully understand what the Shiba token is and how we get here in the first place. That will help you for the full framework discussed today. Though I've been right so far, I want to make it clear for those new to the channel specifically that I am not a financial advisor, and this is intended to give you perspective and highlight my approach to making informed decisions as I weigh the risk reward. Okay, so with that disclaimer out of the way, for today's video, I'll share where I think we are now and what can be reasonably expected from this level, then get into my personal strategy moving forward, and wrap up with a few noteworthy news that speak volume on the crypto adoption accelerating. Drop the video an early like if you've made some nice gains so far off of Shiba, and again, I'd recommend watching all the way through to get the full thought process. With that, let's get into it. All right, so I'm going to assume you went and watched the last video, so we'll jump right in. One of the Shiba token goals since inception has been to flip Doge and become the king of meme coins. Well, that has happened briefly when Shiba crossed over the 6,000 level, and that 6,000 level is just 0.406. And to make it easier, I'm just going to go 6,000 level, 7,000 level, so on and so forth. So keep that in mind. That insane pump over this past week to get us from the 2,700 level to the 8,894 level was nothing short of amazing. This was only possible because of the ridiculous amount of money that flowed into Shiba from retail investors, institutions, exchanges like Coinbase and Crypto.com, and the launch of the Shiboshi's NFT collection. As the price of Shiba went up and Doge remained muted, it became easier to hype up Shiba and run the flippening of Doge narrative. Give people a target that appears achievable and they'll rally around it. Okay, cool. So Shiba flipped Doge by market cap for one day. Then Doge jumped 20% overnight. Shiba corrected by 30%, allowing Doge to regain the crown only to lose it again. This, by the way, makes for great media coverage and headlines, as you can see. So this puts us now in the next phase that allows Shiba to consolidate before the next leg up of the rally, and the reaction by Doge we saw actually puts us in the best possible scenario. So had Shiba flipped Doge while Doge was near $1, this rally would likely be over by now. And would be a severe correction, and that would pretty much be it. Now, because it happened this early in the cycle, before Bitcoin and Ethereum get too far into price discovery mode, it's easier for the narrative of battle of the meme coins to play out. Both communities can rally and try to outdo one another as price rises, which will no doubt generate more media coverage. It's that continuous feedback loop that we've talked about in the last video. This is why you see various exchanges continuing to list Shiba, promotions like these two from Crypto.com and Bitcan, and various companies, businesses associating themselves through partnerships for increased visibility that's mutually beneficial to both Shiba and said business. In this case here, you can see AMC now looking to add Shiba as a form of payment for movie tickets. The number of holders is also growing proportionally. And so with all that said, what's realistically left in the Shiba gains tank? Well, I'll stand by what I said before. I think we have an easy double from this particular level, which would put us right at the top of my 3 to 5x base case that I provided in the last video 2 weeks ago. Shiba would be the third largest cryptocurrency by market cap, only trailing Bitcoin and Ethereum at that time. And so at that point, how much further Shiba can run this cycle, again, the cycle is the next 3 to 6 months, will strictly be a factor of how large the gap in market cap is between Ethereum and the third spot. All right. There's a ton of variables to consider, but at the most simplistic level, that's my framework. Bitcoin and Ethereum have the most adoption and utility, and therefore are rightfully the most valuable projects. Third spot is up for grabs and will shift between various projects as those grow and gain adoptions. That's the reason Doge was once able to capture the third spot. So this brings me to what I'm personally doing in light of all this. I've made a 10x gain to date, and therefore I've removed my initial investment and taken a small amount of profit on top of that. This means that I'm now strictly playing with the house money. So basically pure profit, which is pretty awesome. And because of that, I'm going to let this one play out and see how accurate in my thesis I actually am. The way I see it, this is now extra money that if it went to zero would not impact my ability to reach my financial goals in the time frame that I've set. The only thing at stake here for me, realistically, is losing the upside potential boost for reaching my goals sooner. I'd say that's a pretty good spot to be in. My last comment on Shiba before we move on is this. The Shiba Inu ecosystem has expanded to include its decentralized exchange, Shiba Swap. Since its rollout, it has continued to expand the list of coins offering that can be traded on the platform, and that number now sits at 29 tokens. The total value locked into the exchange is now $537 million, based on the data that we have from DeFi Llama, and based on the CoinGecko data, $236 million worth of coins have been transacted in the last 24 hours alone. The network is gaining massive adoption, and it's only going to accelerate. Those are all great stats that, in my opinion, cannot be ignored. So even though it's more of a speculative type of investment, I will say, and again, this is for me, that pulling out of Shiba completely right now may turn out to be a costly mistake that I'm not willing to risk. And therefore, I'm going to hold on and let it play out in the long term. Well then, let's switch over to a few notable items worth calling out. The first of which is Ethereum reaching a new all-time high of $4,455.74. That is pretty awesome. And it was on the back of successfully completing the Altair upgrade this week. This upgrade is to the Beacon chain, which is an important factor for clearing the way to the merge later next year from current Ethereum to Ethereum 2.0. And basically that's going to be going from the current proof of work protocol to the proof of stake consensus mechanism, again, that Ethereum 2.0 uses. And again, that's going to be in early next year. Expectations are high right now, and there's really not much resistance between this level where we are and $5,000 per Ethereum coin in the not so distant future. So you can see why there's so much hype and, can't wait to see it. Moving over to Bitcoin, it has been consolidating nicely above the 60K mark. The bullish news keeps rolling in here in the US and abroad. First up, this major Russian bank is looking into providing crypto investment services. The reason, and I quote, "One way or another, people get exposure to crypto and they do it outside of the country. It would be potentially correct to provide such services within the Russian legal system. This is not possible legally today, but the issue needs to be discussed and studied more deeply." End of quote. They then add, and I quote again, "The bank has seen growing demand, particularly for investments in crypto as opposed to using crypto for payments." End of quote. Another one that caught my attention is the Wharton Business School just this week announced that they would now be accepting tuition payments in both Bitcoin and Ethereum. This is currently a limited offering, but it will expand over time. And as a result, they joined a small growing list of schools that allow students to pay with crypto. You have King's College in New York, began that practice back in 2014, so they were the pioneer. And there's a handful of other colleges and universities around the globe that accept Bitcoin, so in Switzerland, Paraguay, and Vietnam right now. The third one, which is last but not least here, and there's a lot more examples, but this is the last one that I'll cover today. We have US regulators that are now looking into providing a solid roadmap for banks to be able to custody Bitcoin and other crypto assets. Jelena McWilliams, who chairs the FDIC, or the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, stated in an interview earlier this week, and I quote, "I think that we need to allow banks in this space while appropriately managing and mitigating risk." End of quote. She then adds, and I quote again, "At some point in time, we're going to tackle how and under what circumstances banks can hold them on their balance sheet. End of quote. That is major news, right? This is not just about Bitcoin being held in accounts. This is actually banks using this as a reserve for their cash. And there's a lot more examples like this of regulations around the world being established because the people want the exposure to crypto assets. As these channels continue to open and more people get onboarded, the price will rise accordingly, right? So we're now entering price discovery mode for Ethereum and Bitcoin. The target has been set to 10K for Ethereum and 100K for Bitcoin. And as I said earlier, give people a target and they will rally to see the vision become a reality. And on that note, I'll leave it here for today. Hope this gave you some perspective as you think about how to allocate your own capital. Make sure you drop this video a like if it did, and share with others who you think could benefit from it. For my newcomers, subscribe and don't forget to ring the notification bell so that you don't miss out on future videos just like this. As a reminder, I post every Sunday, and now I try to post one video in week. Thank you for watching, stay humble, hustle hard, and I'll see you in the next one.